Hey everyone, Carmen Maxwell from Cincinnati, Ohio. I am just so excited to welcome you all to our Project Thankful event. We have so many amazing stories in our healthy living community that, of just people being impacted in a positive way by flooding their body with fruits and vegetables. I mean, it's such a simple concept, really, to get more fruits and vegetables in, but it can be really difficult, as you guys probably know. And so, when we add Juice Plus to our diet and we get all of those fruits and vegetables in consistently day after day after day, some really, really wonderful things can happen. And, it's not magic at all, but it is just our body's ability to, open up its very own internal pharmacy and start that healing process. And it's just been an incredible gift for my family. Our family has been eating Juice Plus for 12 years now, and I'm so incredibly grateful that my sister shared Juice Plus with us when my 13-year-old, she's 13 now, but she was just a year old when we learned about Juice Plus, and she was just one of those kids that was constantly at the pediatrician's office month after month after month with sick visits, and we were really frustrated and looking for a way to get her healthy. I didn't think that I necessarily needed Juice Plus because I was healthy, I was thin, I was not on any medications or anything like that. But what I have found is that Juice Plus has incredibly impacted our whole entire family. So again, we are just so super grateful that we've had this in our body every day for the last 12 years. You guys are going to hear some wonderful stories throughout the day. So I want to encourage you to check out the flyer that is posted inside of this event and look and see, who's sharing their story and what they're going to be sharing about, and check back often. You do not have to sit in front of your computer for the next 12 hours to watch this event. You can just come back tonight at 8 o'clock and watch all of the events. All of the videos will be about 5 minutes long. So, it's not going to take a long time to watch these videos, or you can check back throughout the day and watch a video here and watch a video there. But you are definitely going to want to watch the videos and hear about these wonderful stories. So one more time, just want to thank you for joining us and really encourage you to just check out all of the incredible stories. And thanks to all of the people who are getting out of their comfort zones today and going on Facebook Live to share their stories with everyone. All right, have an incredible Thursday.
Hey everybody, my name is Shannon and I am from Northern Kentucky, and I am so excited to get to share with you today how I've made this simple change for my family that has changed everything for us. So about 5 years ago, I was on a journey to lose 90 pounds. I had just had my youngest son and I couldn't keep up with him. So I started eating things like, 100-calorie packs, anything I could get off of a store shelf that was low calorie. Anything that was, all I cared about was low calories. I wanted to cut the calories, and I did it. I lost the 90 pounds, but I was still sick. I was still having troubles with my diverticulosis, which I had been diagnosed with in early college. So I had gone in, I had been so sick that when I would bend over to tie my shoes, I would throw up. I would be in bed for a couple days at a time, just curled in the fetal position, and I did not know what was wrong with me. So they ran test after test after test, and I was in my early 20s, and my doctor sat me down and he said, after a colonoscopy, I hate to tell you this, at least it's not Crohn's or it's not something worse, but you have something called diverticulosis, which means that your body doesn't get enough fiber, and you have to schedule your bathroom breaks. I'm a college student, and he's telling me I have to schedule my bathroom breaks, and I need more fiber in my diet. But while I'm putting more fiber in my diet, I cannot have anything with seeds or any roughage. So that eliminated salad, that eliminated most fruits and vegetables, and it eliminated nuts. So the only thing I could eat was what I had already been eating, which was white breads and rices and things like that didn't bother me. So I went back to my packaged foods, and I stayed sick. And, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't eat anything that was good. And I was a college student on top of it. So I went on for years like this. Even though the weight was dropped, I was still sick all the time. And I was disappointed because I had been on a journey to get healthier. And I wasn't healthy, even after losing the weight. So I met a friend, And she told me about a way that I could flood my body with over 30 fruits and vegetables. And I explained to her that I couldn't have fruits and vegetables. And she explained that they were in powdered form. And so I was skeptical, but I gave it a try. And within just a couple of months, I started to notice that my son, who had allergies so bad that we would have to put a washcloth on his face just to take the swelling down, it was so bad I only had one baseball picture of him where his eyes weren't halfway swollen shut. So, after a while I noticed his eyes weren't watering, his nose wasn't running as much. He was feeling better. He said, I think I'm okay. And so we cut him down. And within just a few months, my oldest son, Logan, was completely prescription allergy free, and he had to take nothing, not even Benadryl over the counter. And then I started noticing that I didn't have to purge my tonsil stones as much, which is really gross because I would have to climb onto the counter and I would have to grab my cell phone flashlight and I would have to take a Q-tip and shine it into this mirror, and I would have to pop them out by pushing up, and I would gag, and sometimes I couldn't get them out, and they would get so large that my ears and my throat would hurt, and I would just have to keep, making a sucking motion with my mouth, to try and pull them out. There was nothing that the doctor or dentist could do, and they told me it would pretty much be like that for life, and they would not take my tonsils. But they started to shrink after just about 8 months, and I was able to start popping them out easier, no ear or throat pain, and after that, they just completely disappeared, and I haven't had one since. Then I noticed sinus infections. We didn't get our, twice a year, my husband and I didn't get our sinus infections, and everything was fine. I thought, okay, maybe it's a coincidence. And then my friend Carmen said, well, have you tried eating any fruits or vegetables? And I said, no, I'll be so sick. If I eat fruits or vegetables, I could end up in the hospital. And she said, you ought to give it a shot. So I ate a handful of strawberries first. I was being super brave. And after I ate the strawberries, that was fine. And then corn on the cob, and I was able to enjoy my mother-in-law's garden again. And one after the other, I'm a full-blown salad eater now. I have one every single day for lunch, and it does not make me sick. I never thought I would eat fruits and vegetables again, and neither did my gastroenterologist when I went back in for a 10-year checkup, and he just stared at me. And he said, I'm so happy you have found quality of life. And that's not just it. My kids are sick less. They used to get those germs in school, and now if they do catch something, they get rid of it a lot quicker. Logan had strep throat, and within 36 hours of his diagnosis, he was playing football. He was back on the football field. So I hope that you can share this with someone that you love, or maybe, think about it for yourself, because I never thought this was possible, but we have a much better quality of life, and this is health insurance for us. We don't have those co-pays that we used to have, and we're not paying for those prescriptions. So this has been a huge money saver for us. And I hope that throughout the day, as you're listening to these amazing people, that you can, just reach inside and see if you're really ready for a simple change, because I don't know what I would do without this. So thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday.
Hi everyone, my name is Brenda Singer, and I was asked to share with you today my experience with Juice Plus. I am a wife and a mother of 3 children, and I'm also a nurse. And when I was first introduced to Juice Plus by 2 friends of mine, I got it. It made sense to me. Fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I thought, wow, brilliant. It really had a common sense piece. And of course, it was so easy. But what really impressed me was the research. And so once I read some of the research studies, I really began sharing Juice Plus and thought, you know what, I need to get on this product as well. And of course, when you sign an adult onto the product, you can get a child on for free. So I went to my 3 kids at the time. I had 2 boys that were seniors in high school and a daughter that was a junior in high school. And so one of my boys, Matthew, said, Mom, I'll take Juice Plus with you. So he and I got started, and we really had 0 expectations. I wasn't sick, I felt well, but as I said before, the prevention piece was really something that I was looking for, because I knew from my nursing practice that prevention was important, and I certainly didn't have a great family tree, and I didn't really want to sign up for my family tree to begin with. So that was kind of where I was coming from. And Matthew, although he felt well, had been suffering with some acne during his high school years. He had cystic acne on his back and on his face, and of course we'd been to several doctors, tried lots of lotions and potions and antibiotics with not much success, quite frankly, and have been told, we really should consider Accutane, which is a bit of a dangerous drug, and he and I both really didn't want to go there. So long story short, he and I got started on the Juice Plus with no expectations, and he, within probably, I'd say 2.5, 3 months, really started to notice a difference in his skin. And I'll never forget the day he came to me and lifted up his shirt and said, "Mom, my back acne is gone." I mean, it was really amazing. And his face looked 90% better. One of my neighbors across the street had been over probably right around that 90-day mark and had said to me, kind of whispered to me, "Hey, did you start Matthew on the Accutane?" And I said, "No, we started him on Juice Plus." And I'll be forever grateful because, as a mom, I didn't want him to, go off to college and have self-esteem issues. And he breezed off to school and has had a wonderful experience in college. And as a matter of fact, he and I have been on it the longest, almost 3 years now. And neither he nor I have been sick in that 3-year period. So I think that's pretty impressive to have a college junior who hasn't been sick yet at school. So, and the last piece I thought I might mention is I just recently went to my eye doctor probably about 6 months ago and just got my standard eye check that I get every year. And he mentioned that my macula looked super healthy. And for those of you who don't know, macular degeneration is one of the leading causes of blindness in the United States. And I'm over 50, and he said my macula looks absolutely fantastic, and whatever I'm doing, keep doing it. So thank you, Juice Plus, and I'm grateful to all that share. So thanks for having me on and for listening.
Hi, everybody. My name is Maureen Green, and I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm here to tell you my story. I am a single mom of 3 kids, 30, 21, and 16. And back in 2008, I was working my dream job. I was an RN clinical manager of a home health company. I was supervising RNs, LPNs, and home health aides. And I was supervising 2 counties up in the Dayton, Ohio area. I was living life to the fullest. I was Wonder Woman on steroids. Not literally, not yet anyway. And I was just having fun with life. I was having fun with my kids. A couple of days after my 1-year review, I got sick at work and ended up in the hospital. And 2 weeks later, I ended up in the hospital again. Sorry, 3 weeks later. I'm nervous. 3 weeks later, I ended up in the hospital again. And it was there that I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. For those of you who don't know, Crohn's disease is an autoimmune disorder, an autoimmune disease of the gastrointestinal tract. And it can affect you anywhere from the mouth to the exit. I thought I knew everything about Crohn's disease, and I didn't. I thought I would be back to work pretty quickly, and that didn't happen. By September of that year, I was diagnosed in February. By September of that year, I took my kids to a local amusement park for a fun day because we had had the year from hell. And we met a woman in line, a really spunky woman, and I am an open book, and we were talking, and I explained to her what had happened to me, and I explained to her that I felt like we were getting away from eating the way we should in this country, that we were not eating as wholly as we should be. We should be eating more fruits and vegetables. And I really felt as a registered nurse that that was part of the problem with the increase in disease in our country. And she asked me how I eat my fruits and vegetables. And when you have Crohn's disease, you cannot eat fruits and vegetables, especially raw. So I told her, put me in the car. You will drive. I will eat my salad. And when we get to the emergency room, I will need to go into the emergency room because I will be in so much pain, and I will be hospitalized for 3 or 4 days, not being allowed to eat anything to give my bowel rest. That's how hard it was to eat fruits and vegetables. So she asked me if I had ever heard about a product called Juice Plus, and I looked at her and I said no. And she said, would you like to know what it is? And I said, sure. She said, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I looked at her and I said, what? She said, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I said, shut up. No way. What are you talking about? So I learned a little bit more about it, and life got in the way, and I'm a registered nurse. Medical protocol is the way that we're supposed to go in this country. That's what helps cure us. That's what helps take care of our diseases. It helps get us better so we can go back to work, so that we can take care of ourselves, so that we can get back to the things that we like to do, and that didn't happen. I was on 3 different immunosuppressant medications. Remicade was my first one. Humira was my second one, and Cimzia was my third one. I was on 27 different pills a day, a handful of as-needed medication, 2 inhalers a day, and I just felt like I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and I didn't feel like I was getting better. And I had 2 kids at home to finish raising. My day consisted of waking up in the morning, hopefully, getting the kids off to school on time, sometimes. They were late to school enough to where my son was actually turned into truancy court one year. I'm going to start crying. After I would get them off to school, I would go back to bed, and I would sleep until they would come home in the afternoon. Then I would go back to bed, and I would wake up to make them dinner. And sometimes I would go back to bed, and sometimes I would stay awake until they would go to sleep, and then I would go back to bed and wake up and do it all over again. That's what my life consisted of. I felt like life had left me behind. I felt all alone in this world, and that's how a lot of people with autoimmune diseases feel, and a lot of people with chronic illness feel. I had no hope left. I felt like that is how the rest of my life was going to be. I decided to apply for Social Security disability because trying to work did not work. And it took 2.5 years to get approved. We were homeless at one point, and a wonderful friend took us in for a few months until I got approved for disability. And when I got approved for disability, the copay for my immunosuppressant drug went from $5 a month on patient assistance. Are you ready for this? To $750 a month on Medicare. I was on disability. That was more than my rent. I could not afford that. I went crying to my GI doctor, and I said to him, what am I going to do? I have 2 children to finish raising, and I need to stay alive for at least the next 8 years so I can accomplish that task. And he had no answer for me. His only suggestion was to sign me up for a research study, which meant that I would either get the placebo, which would do nothing for my disease, or I could get a drug that could potentially kill me. That was not an option. So on the way home, I was praying a lot, and I really felt like God was nudging me. Have you ever had that happen? Where God is saying, hey, are you listening? Are you listening to me now? Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? I really felt like that is what God was saying to me. And I really felt like he was saying, I showed you what I wanted you to do 4 years ago. Are you going to do it now? So I bit the bullet. I didn't think I could afford it. I walked out in faith and trusted that the money was going to be there, and I decided to get started on Juice Plus. I started on a quarter of a gummy a day. That's what a quarter of a gummy looks like. I started out on a quarter of a gummy a day because that's all that my body could tolerate, because my body had been so nutrient depleted for 6 years that it couldn't handle any more nutrition. So I started out on that, and 1.5 years later, I was hospitalized for the 12th time in 6 years. I went back to my GI doctor and I said, I'm tired of doing it this way. I really want to see what this Juice Plus stuff will do for my body. And he said, okay. And I said, I really want to try to come off my medications 1 pill at a time and see what happens. And he said, okay. So that next year, I did that. And was by this time on capsules, and I tripled my servings of capsules and drank 2 shakes a day. I flooded my body with nutrition. Within a year, I went back to him. And when I went back, I said, I know how I'm feeling. Can we do some tests? At this point, I was down from 27 pills a day to 5 pills a day. And he said, okay, let's run some tests. So we did a colonoscopy, an EGD, which is an upper scope, some labs, and some biopsies of where my Crohn's had always been active. 3 months later, I went back to him. The colonoscopy showed that my colon looked like a normal, healthy colon. It hadn't in the last 7 years. My upper scope showed that I had just a little bit of gastritis, which is stomach inflammation. I was on, before all of this started, 4 times the normal dose of Prilosec because my stomach was so messed up. Now I had just a little bit of gastritis. My labs were all normal, including my inflammatory markers, which indicate how much inflammatory disease there is going on in your body, which is basically what autoimmune diseases are. They were normal. They'd never been normal. My liver enzymes, my potassium, my red blood cells, everything was normal. And I'm sitting there going, this is strange. And I said, what about the biopsies? And you know how when a doctor is sitting there and looking at his desk a little too long, at his screen a little too long, and you start getting nervous? That's what was going on. And he turned to me and he goes, everything's negative. And I'm sitting there going, what in the world just happened? Oh my gosh, this doesn't make any sense. My nursing mind is going, it's fruits and vegetables. What are you talking about? I started drinking more water. I eliminated pop. I decreased dairy. I decreased gluten. But it's fruits and vegetables. Like, seriously, really? And I love to eat. Like, I didn't cut back a whole lot. So I'm wondering what's going on. And I looked at him and I said, does this mean I'm in remission? And he said, yes, you're in remission. Guys, this is the very first time I have been diagnosed in remission since I was diagnosed 7 years earlier with Crohn's disease. And at this point, I was on 1 pill a day for restless leg syndrome. I was off all the medication, not just for Crohn's disease, but for fibromyalgia, trigeminal neuralgia, depression, asthma, allergies, chronic fatigue. I was off all of those medications, and I was diagnosed in remission. Guys, this was July of 2015. I went back to the doctor a few months ago and saw him, and I'm still doing fantastic. I am still in remission. I am still off all my medication, and I am still doing great. So I'm going to show you what my day used to look like in pills. Bear with me. I can't see what time I'm at, so bear with me. This is what my daily pill count looked like. And there's a couple of pills missing there, so add a couple to it. This is some of what my as-needed medications looked like that I could take in a day, along with our wonderful Miralax. Add in a couple more there because the stool softener's not there and the antidiarrheal isn't there, so a couple there. And here's what I take now. Fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. And of course my omegas, which is like a fish oil, but we've bypassed the fish. That is what I take every day. And then I drink a couple of shakes a day. I eat a complete bar or 2. And that is what has kept me going, along with healthier habits. Guys, I don't know how much more I can tell you about the power of fruits and vegetables. Doctors and nurses are not taught this in school. We are taught about medication, chemo, radiation, surgery, and that's how we control disease, and that's how we are supposed to get you back to feeling better. I am a firm testimony that that doesn't work most of the time. I'm shocked at what I've experienced. It works. I don't know how. And I don't want you to think that this was a overnight fairy tale. This took a while for me to get to. I was intense for a year and fast forwarded everything, but I was a year and a half on Juice Plus before I got to that 12th hospitalization and decided to multiply everything. So fruits and vegetables, especially with Juice Plus, it's like eating a salad a day. You wouldn't expect to see a difference right away with eating a salad a day. You can't expect to see an overnight difference with what you're doing there. It works. Now listen, I have one more thing to show you. I have 6 autoimmune diseases, okay? Have you ever seen anyone with 6 autoimmune diseases with a head of hair like this? This is what nutrition does for you. I love you guys. I wish the best for you. Thank you to all of my friends for signing on and supporting me. I was so nervous. I still am a little nervous. I love you guys so much. I only want the best for you. That's why I'm such a pain in the butt when it comes to this stuff about taking care of yourself. I don't want anybody to experience what I've been through. Life sucks when you can't live it. So prevent what happened to me so you can live your life fully and enjoy your kids and your grandkids and your friends and your family, and so that you can live life fully. I love you guys so much. Take care. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me, and have a super fantastic Thursday.
Adele, and I am a mom of my 8-year-old son Jack, who was diagnosed with autism at 22 months. And I heard about Juice Plus from Diane Busby, and I started this journey just seeking nutrition for my son. He's autistic, very picky eater, and I knew that his nutritional needs were not being met. And so Diane Busby had approached me and said, have you ever heard about Juice Plus? And just kind of let you guys know what was going on in our life at that time. Jack was currently on 5 prescription medications. One of our biggest drawbacks was that he was physically violent. He's never been in the school system because that was just not possible. And he has been in intensive ABA therapy since the time he was about 3 or 3.5 years old. And our family was in crisis mode. And so when Diane had approached me, I thought if the one thing that I can do to cross off my list was know that Jack's nutrition being met, okay, I'll try it. We tried Juice Plus. Within a week or 2, I immediately started noticing improvement on focusing, just more spontaneous verbal language that was coming out of him. And then I started noticing we were kind of having a little bit of maybe some regression in some of his behavior, and I thought, the Juice Plus is working. I know it's working, and I just kind of had this gut feeling of it's time to start cutting back on our meds. And we started, and he just did beautifully. And for the first time in my life, I started to really know who my son was. And about 2 months into our journey, I went to go pick him up from school, and all of his teachers were in the front of the building anticipating my arrival. And I thought, oh, what has he done today? Has he kicked a hole in the wall or hit someone? And they said he read a book. And I said, what do you mean he doesn't know how to read? And they said, yeah, he does, and he read a book today. And I knew that, miracles were happening and that Juice Plus was working, never knowing the changes that it was going to have on him. And we also were at the point where we couldn't even go to a dental visit. And they told me, we're going to give you one more chance, and we're going to have to start doing anesthesia. And after he'd been on Juice Plus, at this point, about 6 months, we went in, had a dental visit, had x-rays, and they just said, what has happened? What has happened? So needless to say, I'm passing out cards to everyone in the dental office because they just couldn't believe it. And a couple other things is we were never able to go out to dinner as a family. And for the first time, we've taken all of our children to breakfast, and that was just a huge deal. Even holidays with family who love and accept Jack. It was such a stressful thing. And now we go to holidays, we're not terrified. And I just keep getting such positive feedback from everyone on, how well he's doing and how well he's communicating. And people are really starting to connect with him for the first time. And so for the first time, we are finally discussing him going to school and being able to assess where he is academically and getting him caught up and letting him have a life where he's around peers and things like that. And so I guess I just want special needs moms to know that I know it's scary to take that leap of faith, especially.
Hi, my name is Jan Filer. I live in Tucson, Arizona. And the Juice Plus story that is closest to my heart is the story of my mom's health. She got pretty sick about 6 years ago. And we were basically saying our goodbyes. And through the grace of God, He helped us to power through. We got her settled and balanced. And once we were able to do that, we got her started on Juice Plus. This is a woman that has always been energetic and vibrant. And after going through an ordeal like that, she just wasn't anymore. She was on a lot of medication, and she had no energy at all. And I think it just made her lethargic, and what she had gone through had just taken a toll on her body. So once we got her started on Juice Plus, she was able to get up in the morning, get ready for the day, and actually do something during the day. Previous, it was get ready for the day and sleep in her chair. So this was just huge. I kept asking her, what's going on? How do you feel? She said, I don't know. I can't pinpoint it. I just feel better. I have more energy. I was able to go to the store today, or I was able to work with the community at church. So we just kept watching and watching. She is very blessed to have a doctor that loves on her and cares on her. It's a rare find anymore today, but he does blood work on her every 6 months and wants to see her, and has just kind of been watching this evolve. So every 6 months, I can honestly say that she improves. Her blood work improves, from cholesterol to her lungs, to her kidneys, to her eyesight. We've been able to reduce medications. We've been able to take her off of some medications. And what I've been able to witness as her daughter, empowering through this with her, is quality of life. My mom's got quality of life, and you can hear it just brings me to tears, because she was at a point of saying goodbye to a point of not having quality of life and sitting in her chair all day, just powering through the day, to now she is vibrant. She travels and works in her community at church. She goes to the theater with her girlfriends. She is able to go up north for the summertime. She loves to watch the sunset. She has a cocktail now and then. She has quality of life. And if you have a loved one or somebody that you know of that is on a lot of medications and just powering through the day just to get through, talk to the person that invited you to this, because integrating the nutrition, flooding my mom's body with the nutrition of Juice Plus, has made a night and day difference for her. It's made a night and day difference for me, to be able to see her. I often went to appointments with her and just saw the number of people sitting in those chairs at the appointments with literally Ziploc baggies full of medications, and just their life is from one appointment to the other. And that's not true for us anymore. And it was totally the power of nutrition flooding through her body every single day that has given her the quality of life. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to love on your loved ones, the elderly, the gracefully aging, and give them quality of life. I'm not saying it's a cure-all for her. She's nearly 84 now, and she still has her days, She's still taking naps in the afternoon when she feels she wants to. But a great example is she had a doctor's appointment on Monday. So we went to the doctor's appointment, got that taken care of, and we spent the day at the zoo. So what a better life, right? And she had her walker with her, but she felt like she wanted to walk. She wanted to do the zoo. So we didn't do the whole zoo, but we did what she could and what she wanted to. She got to see her giraffes. That's her favorite thing. That's quality of life. And we had an amazing day together. And so that's my story. Just getting the nutrition in her has made a night and day difference in her health and well-being and the quality of life that she can live as she gracefully ages. I hope this inspires you to touch somebody that is in the category of gracefully aging, and speak to the person that invited you, because they can help you integrate it into their diet also. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Hi everybody, my name is Magali Biltz. I am from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was born and raised in France, as you might be able to hear it. I was an elite gymnast all my life, meaning I was training 30 to 35 hours by the age of 11, pursuing my dream and wanted to go to the Olympics or compete for the national team with France, which I did. I was having a blast, but I was suffering from anemia from the age of 13 maybe, and chronic constipation. That had become my normal self. I was tired, but that's what I just figured it was because of the gym and because of the school and dealing with all of that. So that was just normal for me to be tired all the time. I then was selected to be in Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas when I was 19. So I then moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, and performed in Mystère Cirque du Soleil for 7 years. Once again, still I was having fun, but I was always tired. As acrobat, we just think we can just eat anything and we will be okay. So that's what I was doing. I was just doing life and still suffering from anemia and constipation, but that was okay for me. After I had my second baby, that's when everything was no longer okay. I had my second C-section, and at the hospital, I became very, very anemic, and I ended up having a blood transfusion right after the C-section, maybe a couple hours after. And they had told my husband that basically I might not make it out of the hospital because my level was so low. To throw some numbers out, I was at 4, and you're supposed to be in between 11 and 16 on your level. So that was bad. They ended up giving me another blood transfusion and a lot of iron supplement. And thankfully, I made it out of the hospital, but I was not doing well. I was, if you know anything about chronic constipation and iron supplement, they don't go well together. It was horrible. I was suffering for 9 months. The doctor had told me that it would take about 2 years to get my blood count back to normal. Before being pregnant, I was actually dealing with low blood counts, and I was already seeing cancer specialists because they were trying to find out what was wrong with me, which they never could really find out. About 9 months postpartum, my daughter became very anemic. I was breastfeeding her. She was healthy, but she became very, very anemic, and they gave her supplement as well. That was horrible for her. They wanted to transport her to the hospital, which at the time I refused at first. I didn't want to see her go through that. And that's when I met my little angel friend April at a play date, and she shared with me Juice Plus. She was very nice about it. I just felt like I had to share with people. I was at lost. I was looking for answers. I was looking for a more natural way of healing, and she was my answer. She told me there is something called Juice Plus. It's protein, vegetable, and capsule. Try it and see what happens. So I did a little bit of research because, of course, I didn't want to put anything on my body that I didn't know what it was or give to my daughter. So I went for it, and I started taking Juice Plus, and I started 9 months postpartum. I started taking Juice Plus, and only 2 months after taking it, I had my doctor appointment, and my level were already back up. And 4 months after postpartum, I was back at 12 at the level. But the amazing part as well, my daughter, just through breastfeeding itself, had her level back up as well. So then I found out that I could open the Zero Magical capsule and put it in her applesauce. So I started doing that. And it took her 2 months to be back to 16. So that was, for me, amazing. And let's not talk about my constipation, because after 4 days, it was gone. It was no longer part of my life. So that was really amazing. And at this point, I just wanted to share it with the world. My mom had been anemic all her life. My baby brother was born constipated and anemic as well. I just wanted to scream it to the top of the roof. So I started sharing with my mom as well, who was also dealing with Crohn's disease. And if you heard Maureen's story, at the time, I didn't really know that it could actually help with Crohn's disease. I had talked to Maureen a little bit. I had followed her, but I didn't know too much about it. But I knew it could help with anemia because it had helped me. And sure enough, my mom, at the age of 50 at the time, she was no longer anemic. My baby brother was no longer anemic. He was starting to eat a little bit better because he was a very picky eater. They were no longer sick. But after 1 year on Juice Plus, my mom stopped her medication for Crohn's disease, which we didn't expect. And this last February, she went for her visit, and they actually told her that she no longer had Crohn's disease. And the doctor was so amazed, and of course they didn't understand why that would be gone suddenly, but we all know why. We were able to reduce the inflammation. She was finally able to eat real fruits and veggies, which she was not able to before because it would just make her sick and end up at the hospital. So that was really, really amazing. I was also dealing with my son that had a very bad sensory issue. He could not eat any fruits, veggie, real food. Everything had to be mixed up. And because we all started taking Juice Plus, I started giving it to him, not thinking about what it could do to him. I just wanted to strengthen his immune system and see what happened. But 4 months after taking Juice Plus, he started asking me for a salad, for avocado, for broccoli, instead of a cereal bar for snack time. Like, the first time he asked me that, I was literally crying. I was like, you want what? Avocado for snack? That was amazing. So I'm so thankful. And I keep sharing it with everybody. I had skeptical family member, of course. My dad was one of them. He didn't want to take it anymore. He had a horse accident. And I told my mom, just give it to him and see what happened. And when he had his MRI after his horse accident, they actually found a tumor in his arm. And so he started seeing cancer specialists and seeing how they could remove the tumor, if it would grow, what it would do, and started talking chemo and all of that. And after 2 months, the tumor was gone. So whatever that was, it was something that his body was able to absorb more quickly than it would ever had. So that was really amazing. And so now we are all healthy and doing good, and my son is eating more fruits and vegetables, and we're still working on improving this as well. And we are very passionate about learning more, and that I'm very thankful for my friend April that shared Juice Plus with me. I'm very thankful for the Juice Plus family, because we are truly learning about health and nutrition and inspiring healthy living every day. And it's so fun to see that it's part of our kids' life as well, because it's very important to teach them young. And for them, it's normal. It's normal to read the label. It's normal to encourage each other to eat fruits and vegetables. So that's really amazing to see. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. And if you have any question, we're all here for you. You can private me. You can talk to the person that invited you there. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bill Allen. I want to thank you all for being invited to talk with you all today and telling you about basically my journey with Juice Plus, about going from sickly to sensational. To paraphrase, about a year ago, a little over a year ago, I had a friend introduce me to Juice Plus. And after doing some research, I decided to give it a try. Well, fast forward to spring, 25 pounds lighter. Barbers love me because I have to go in there and my hair grows faster. And my allergies seem to have subsided quite a bit, although they haven't completely gone away. Dropped 25 pounds, and most people say, yeah, what's the difference? Well, the difference is this is the first time since I was diagnosed 5 years ago with multiple sclerosis that I was able to find something that basically helped me with my symptoms that basically didn't involve taking some sort of pharmaceutical. And I'm very grateful that I did that from that particular standpoint. Now, fast forward to the fall this year. It's been a year now, and quite frankly, with everything that's going on, I, at this point, don't know what I would have done without it from that standpoint. I've been very, very grateful to the people in my team, as supportive as they've been, to also give me the opportunity to, when I finally retire in just a few more years, to have a business that basically I'm going to believe in highly, because I do believe in this product. It's been around for a while, and basically the people that are involved with it are top-notch, and the product itself is top-notch as well. What I would finish with from that particular standpoint is that I would say to you, if you're looking to be healthier, find a way to help other people be healthier, and at the same time, maybe start a business that basically with people that you can believe in. I think this is the place to look. I'm thankful for all the people that I deal with. I'm thankful for the product. And I'm thank God for basically keeping me vertical all through my multiple sclerosis. And this is a great product. I'm looking forward to the advances that are going on, and look forward to the continuing growing of my business and helping other people with MS. So if you know somebody out there, the anti-inflammatory aspects of this for an autoimmune disease are second to none. So please suggest that somebody take a look at this product. And as I said, if you haven't taken a look at it yourself, take a look at it yourself. I thank everyone again from the bottom of my heart for listening to somebody in this regard. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, be thankful, and take control. Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, I'm Lisa England from Wisconsin. My husband Justin and I are special educators in the public schools, and we have 3 young boys, twins that are 5.5, and our youngest is 2.5. So my story starts with a really unhealthy relationship with food. Since I can remember, I always craved junk food and felt the urge to binge on whatever I wanted until it was gone. No matter how hard I tried to avoid those feelings and avoid those foods, those tempting foods just consumed my thoughts until I finally gave in. I was a total sugar addict. Everything had to be sweet. I just constantly wanted more and never felt satisfied. After becoming a mom, I was worn out. I struggled with debilitating anxiety and depression. I tried years of multiple medications and I think every kind of therapy, but regardless of everything I tried, I still just did not feel like myself. There was a constant dullness and just feeling like I was not experiencing life. My family was sick all the time, and I lacked the energy to even get through the day. And sadly, I had started to accept that maybe this was just our new normal. Maybe this was just what life of a busy mom was like. But I knew something had to be missing from my diet because I constantly felt hungry, shaky, and nauseous. Thankfully, a friend answered my plea for help and shared Juice Plus with me. The products made sense because I'd been searching for answers, and getting more fruits and vegetables was always recommended. I was brought into this amazing community that taught me how to make one simple change at a time. those small changes transformed my life. During my second pregnancy, I used Juice Plus as my sole prenatal and was able to maintain those healthy habits. This helped me avoid postpartum anxiety and depression, despite my doctors telling me that it would be inevitable. The Shred 10 program has allowed me to develop a healthy relationship with food for the first time in my life. At 35, I can finally say that I have a healthy relationship with food. I no longer have cravings for junk food or any of my sugary sweets. I actually prefer my healthy options, and those thoughts of food no longer consume my day. As a family, we choose to eat this way, and we've seen so many health benefits. We no longer suffer from allergies, we rarely get sick, and if we do, it doesn't keep us down long. We're back and running, and while our coworkers or the friends at daycare and school are sick for weeks, we're over it within a day usually, if it does get to us. I have so much energy now, which is amazing because I used to have to take a nap with my kids every afternoon, and I feel happier than ever. And it's just so amazing to be symptom-free from anxiety and depression because of my lifestyle choices. Because at the time when I was having the most struggles, I was told that I was going to have to manage that with medication the rest of my life, and that there really wasn't any other option. So it's just completely freeing to be able to control that and not have that be an issue because of these choices that I'm making every day, and because this community is teaching me how to make these lifestyle changes and make these healthy choices just come natural and easy. I'm forever grateful for my friend and this community for not only saving my life, but for giving me a life that's better than I ever imagined. I never thought it was possible to live a life and crave healthy foods and not want to binge on sweets and to feel this happy and energized and want to do these healthy habits. It's just absolutely amazing, and I never thought that it was possible. So my hope is that each of you really think about the life that you want and realize that it is attainable. Thank you.